Welcome back to Ramp and Splash, the gaming channel of laughing, learning, absurdity, and skill building. I want to take a moment to address the people of the Starlight Empire. We've been on a journey since the beginning of time to reach this moment, this transition point, as the pods are being constructed, outfitted, as you are registering for your own personal launch date, as we get our signals back from the colony. This journey began on Earth. We know that the Big Bang, and then the expansion, and then the cooling of the universe, and the condensing of matter around gravitational wells to form spheres upon which life could grow. We know all of that. We began as microbes, then multicellular organisms, then fish, then other vertebrates, then land vertebrates, then dinosaurs and mammals and birds, and then from the line of mammals came humans, the apes and the humans. We began as hunter-gatherers. We learned to make tools. It wasn't an accident. There is nothing accidental about any of this. Perhaps it's stochastic, probabilistic, most likely, but there is no questioning the end point. There is no questioning the destiny. We human beings, we were given a gift by the universe. The cosmos smiles on us. We are the chosen people, and not all humans. Only the humans who had in them the power, the potential to hear the truth, to recognize the truth when we heard it, to know that to use a tool like a pen is not simply a convenience. It's not simply a development. It is a step along a progression that led from pens to computers to microphones to genetic engineering to space travel and to the colonization of the galaxy itself. We learned to use spears and bows and arrows and crafting tools. We created cloth. We created cloth. All of it led from the beginning of time to this point that we knew in our hearts was coming. And the moment is here, friends. The moment is here where you can stop being an earthbound beast. We're about to become something bigger, something better. There were those who said it could not be done. There were also those who said it should not be done. And there were those who said it should be done, but not by you. We proved them wrong. This, the earth, is our proving ground. This is where we showed the world and the cosmos that we deserve this. We've worked hard for it. We learned, we trained. We became scientists and engineers for this. We created an economy for this. We built a culture around this. This is our defining moment, and no one was able to take that away from us. That means it must be ours. We triumphed in the proving ground of the cosmos. In ancient times, there were a people known as the Congolese. I know you've read about them. I know you've seen the cartoons, they're portrayed as devils, but you also know that the Congolese people are members of our empire. 25% of our nation descend from these ancient peoples. Because we weren't here to exclude anyone from the truth. We welcomed anyone who would listen to join us and become one of the chosen people, to become greater than ourselves, to expand our consciousness, to leave the gravity well and become weightless, to become pure energy at the end of time itself. And so you, the descendants of the Congolese, I welcome. But your ancestors were led by a heathen. And he thought that this was all there was. He must have. That's the only justification for what he did. He came at us. He attacked us. I don't think it was even an attempt to stop us from becoming what we needed to be. I don't think it was an attempt to stop this day or our destiny. I think he just wanted money and land and to secure his power over the earth. And there's something to that. We needed to secure our power on the earth to keep us safe and to give us a chance at this day. So I understand the wielding of power, of course. But that's all he wanted. He just wanted land and horses and iron. Iron, for God's sakes. We're so far beyond that now. And we were so far beyond him then. Twice, the great Congolese wars raged. And twice we emerged victorious. We began a rush towards the end of our earthly existence. They said, stop burning the fossil fuels. They said, stop cutting down the forest. And we said, why? Why? It's all going to be lost in flames anyway. We know that. Why don't you cut down the forests and build the tools that you need to join us? Why don't you come with us, we said. And they didn't listen. There was another time, more recently, some of your great-great-great-grandparents will have remembered, when geopolitical forces came to a head and the bonds of diplomacy tightened and squeezed and rubbed against each other until they snapped. And we were drawn into a war with Rome. The Roman war was a little different. Clearly just a power play, right? Not an attempt to stop us from our destiny, but we emerged victorious. Again, we emerged victorious because we had superior technology. Yes, of course we did. Us, we are the scientists. We are those seeking truth, seeking an expanded consciousness. That's us, of course. We also used it to build weapons. But we also had conviction. The Romans came at us with their weapons. And we beat them back. And then we beat them back. And then we beat them back. And then we beat them back until we took their cities. 2 Roman metropolises are now part of the Starlight Empire. And you, the descendants of Roman citizens, some of you, the children of Roman citizens, are joining us. Because you saw the truth. You saw the destiny. You saw this day coming. You knew what was going to happen. And we welcome you. When I say we, I don't mean we welcome you. I mean We, you. The we, I mean, is you. We're not one consciousness yet. That's a development still to come. That's going to happen once we become part of the great cosmic energy wave, whatever form it takes. But we are one as a people, one destiny, one truth, one goal, one culture, one religion. We are the Starlight Empire. We are the Starlight Empire. And we've talked for generations, for centuries, about what will happen when those pod doors close. I'm going to climb inside. You're going to climb inside. They're going to climb inside. We're all going to have a launch date. We're all going to have a launch vehicle. We'll all be climbing into a pod, not exactly at the same time, but together. And we'll all be sent away from here. Now, I've talked before. I know you've heard the metaphor of the chrysalis, but nothing is more apt. In our prehistoric times, we were larvae, right? When we were multicellular, when we were small invertebrates, and then invertebrates, and then we were, and on and on and on and on, and then the apes, and then the us. That was larva, right? Civilization was a transformation from a primitive tribal group into a mass capable of collective action. That's what civilization is to us. Collective action made form. Civilization was our chrysalis. We attached ourselves to a leaf, the cities that you see around you. We attached ourselves to a leaf and we built a shell around ourselves. We built it of words and walls and money and time and science. We built a shell around ourselves, and we, in this safe bubble of civilization, we transformed. Okay? We became something else. We became something new. We are the butterflies. Now, in this moment, not in the future, not in some distant future legend. Now, we are the butterflies, and we have cracked the chrysalis open. No longer do we need to depend on this leaf and this civilization and these walls and this money. We are something else. The butterfly doesn't need money. The butterfly doesn't need walls. The butterfly emerges whole and new and beautiful. It has become what it was always meant to be. And it flies. It dries its wings for a moment, flexes them, lets them unfold and become wings, which is what we're doing now. And then it flies. And it alights on the flowers as it travels through the universe, taking what it needs, exploring, becoming, and then it dies and it decays and it becomes part of the ecosystem. We think that a new metaphor is going to be necessary once we've colonized the galaxy. This is our butterfly phase, not the pupa phase, but something else is going to happen. This is a shifting point. This is an inflection point. It is a moment of enormous change. It's a breakthrough of historical isn't a big enough word for it. It's a breakthrough of universal monument. But there will be another. There will be another in the future. I don't know how many millennia it will take. Centuries upon centuries. We waited this long. Our journey in civilization was 6,000 years. Maybe in another 6,000 we'll reach the next point. Maybe another 1,000,000 years. I don't know. But we are going to become something even greater than the butterfly. We will become the beauty of the butterfly itself. We will become light and air and matter and energy. We will cease to have a single consciousness, and we will become one with the universe. The single energy matter waveform will absorb us, and we will become a consciousness within it. We will no longer be limited to single locations. We'll no longer be limited by attachment and love, except that love that spread throughout the universe. It's coming. One day is here, it's here now. We are becoming something so much greater than what we have been. And we have only the most perfect experience of being to look forward to. So as I climb into my pod, as the perfectly engineered doors close, as the fuel begins to ignite beneath us, as we are rocketed away from this proving ground, this chrysalis, this gross hellhole, into something perfect and infinite and pure and without gravity and without enemies. There will be nothing to stop us, and there will be nothing to stop me and the love that I feel in my heart for the Starlight Empire. On this day, we reach for infinite, and the infinite reaches back to us. I want to thank you for all of your hard work, your commitment, the time, the energy, the thought. It didn't have to go this way. We use the word destiny because we know it in our hearts, but that's not science. We didn't have to be successful here. We didn't necessarily need to triumph over the Congolese. We didn't need to survive the assault of the Romans. Those conflicts could have gone the other way, but they didn't, because of you, because of me, because of the resolve in our hearts, the cunning in our minds, the dedication of our work, of our labor, of our faith and our prayer. We have triumphed. We have earned this. In 6,000 years of effort, dozens, hundreds of generations who lived, worked, advanced the cause, and then died, so that we could be the fortunate few of the Starlight Empire that would have a chance at becoming infinite. The stars are waiting. They're waiting for us. Thank you.
I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
Bring the ship closer.
I said, what does God need with a starship?